Institutes of the Christian Religion by John Calvin, Book 1. Chapter 13, Section 10, The Angel of the Eternal God. But if this evidence does not satisfy the Jews, I do not see by what subtleties they can elude the fact that Yahweh is so frequently set forth in the person of an angel. To the holy patriarchs, an angel is said to have appeared, claiming for himself the name of the eternal God. If someone takes exception that this is said in regard to the role that he plays, the difficulty is by no means thus resolved. For, as a servant, he would not permit a sacrifice to be offered to himself and thus deprive God of his honor. Yet the angel, refusing to eat bread, commands that a sacrifice be offered to Yahweh. Indeed, the fact itself proves that he is Yahweh himself. Therefore, Manoah and his wife infer from this sign that they have seen not only an angel, but God himself. Hence that exclamation, "We shall die because we have seen God." And when the wife answers, "If Yahweh had willed us to die, he would not have received the offering from our hand," she confesses that he who was previously called an angel is truly God. Besides, the angel's reply removes all doubt. "Why do you ask concerning my name, which is wonderful?" The impiety of Servetus was even more detestable when he asserted that God was never revealed to Abraham and the other patriarchs, but that in his place an angel was worshipped. But the orthodox doctors of the Church have rightly and prudently interpreted that chief angel to be God's Word, who already at the time, as a sort of foretaste, began to fulfill the office of mediator. For even though he was not yet clothed with flesh, he came down, so to speak, as an intermediary, in order to approach believers more intimately. Therefore, this closer intercourse gave him the name of angel. Meanwhile, what was his he retained, that as God he might be of ineffable glory. The same thing is meant by Hosea, who after recounting Jacob's struggle with the angel says, "Yahweh, the God of hosts, Yahweh, his name is a remembrance." Again, Servetus yelps that God took on the person of an angel. As if the prophet does not indeed confirm what had been said by Moses, "Why do you ask my name?" And the confession of the holy patriarch sufficiently declares that he was not a created angel, but one in whom full deity dwelt, when Jacob says, "I have seen God face to face." Hence also that saying of Paul's that Christ was the leader of the people in the wilderness, because even though the time of humbling had not yet arrived, that eternal Word nevertheless set forth a figure of the office to which he had been destined. Now, if we review objectively the second chapter of Zechariah, the angel who sends the other angel is immediately declared to be the God of hosts, and to him is ascribed the highest power. I pass over innumerable testimonies on which our faith safely agrees, even though they move the Jews not a whit. For when it is said in Isaiah, "Behold, this is our God. He is Yahweh. We shall wait upon him, and he will preserve us." Anyone with eyes can see that this refers to God, who rises up anew to save his people. And the emphatic demonstrations twice repeated permit a reference here to no one else but Christ. Even clearer and fuller is a passage in Malachi, where he promises that the ruler then awaited will come to his temple. Certainly that temple was sacred to no other than the one supreme God, yet the prophet claims it for Christ. From this it follows that he is the same God who had always been worshipped among the Jews.